Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to day one of the CCS Championships. I'm joined by Jonas. Central Florida, the 7 seed, takes on the 2-seeded Aggies here over on our main broadcast. Our second game of the night, UCF Texas A&M.
Yeah, this should be one of the most competitive matches we're going to see. I mean, Texas A&M, Central Florida, this is upset potential.
I mean, I think it is too, indeed. I mean, this should be a fun and exciting series, as again, both these teams have fought hard to get here this season. Overlay is messing up, but back to action anyways. A&M and the UCF, they've had some storied season. A&M only one loss to Tennessee. Central Florida pulled off that huge upset over Texas Tech to get to this point, and they qualify for the national tournament.
Yeah, that was an absolutely insane moment. And I mean, these two teams going head to head, it really should be a great clash. I don't know who's gonna be able to take this one.
I don't really know either. I mean, I think we're in for a long series in the cards for this one. It's Texas A&M. They've looked sloppy at times, but UCF have looked great as well. I think it could be a long one, and hopefully they give us that here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both you and I predicted this game going all the way to 7, so hopefully these two teams will provide that. But yeah, it should be extremely competitive, and this will be to see who advances and plays North Texas Black. Of course, North Texas Black being able to, advance after James Madison was not able to be here for that matchup. So they got the free win there, and now we're going to see who they compete against.
We'll see what happens there. But again, UNT Black watching this one close. That'll be their round 2 opponent, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That will be, yeah.
So about 3.5 minutes to go here. UCF, they got that big conference tournament victory over Texas Tech in round 1, but they were swept by Kansas in round 2, but a long way to go ahead of them here at the CCS Championships, and UCF will strike first your on goal 1.
And what a start. Of course, the team bump there between Meese and Calculated really was able to create that one. But of course, your bar down shot to the far side, a beauty. So it will be Central Florida getting on the board first.
And game number 1 so far in control for the Knights is game number 1. It's still a lot to go on the clock, but now Texas A&M got to respond.
Yeah, they haven't been able to get a lot going, and there was a big opportunity, not able to come through from Eddie, but he will get another one here, lobs it up, Meese up for it, can he send it down? Yes, he can. Texas A&M tie it right back up.
And Texas A&M, the Aggies getting the board here in game 1, 3:05 to play, and a beauty from Meese gets the Aggies on the board early here.
And now we'll see how UCF are going to try and get right back in it. But the Aggie is going to be looking to keep that offensive pressure up. Do not want to give any more space than they have to. This one drops down. Meese fires low off the post. Eddie going to clean up shop. Texas A&M from down 1 to up 1. They're starting to feel it.
And the Aggies firing on all cylinders. It's Meese off the assist. Eddie on the finish. 2:51. Still plenty of clock left for UCF to tie it back up. But again, now the Knights in trouble here after 2 straight in a row for A&M.
Yeah, they really got to stop the bleeding here early. Of course, still plenty of time, and obviously only a 1-goal deficit so far. But they need to be able to limit it as much as they can. Meese. Back pass out to Calculated. Texas A&M really have taken the pressure. Meese was chasing down a demo. Eddie can't get the read. Yor had to use all of his boots just to try and get away. Ducky a 50, dropping middle. Calculated, stirring it right back the other way. Seeing a lot of physicality now being attempted by Texas A&M. Maybe just looking to keep that offensive pressure up as much as they can by any means necessary.
2 minutes and 10 seconds and some change here. Calculated and A&M trying to hold off the Knights' attack here in the game number 1. Is these final 2 minutes can be very telling for what's to come in this series. Is your firing Eddie on this save for A&M, and now UCF got to retreat.
They do, as throughout the midfield. Meese, even the low boost, leaves it for Calculated. That shot is good. And this is the beauty of team play and communication. Meese, low boost, got the touch, faked out the defense. You can see no one up for it. Allows Calculated to rock a shot towards the left side. And the Egg is now up 2.
And Colorado currently 1-1 with Jack State in game 1 of that one over on the B stream. So Colorado Jack State now underway there. But again, 2 pretty good games so far here in the second slate of games.
Yeah, as expected, as Calculated fires another shot. Yor is able to find the save. Ducky making his way through the midfield. 50s Eddie. Meese towards the far side. Yor up for it immediately, trying to get Central Florida back on track here in game number 1. Eddie finds another 50. Meese trying to get this one out after the demo off the near post and looks for another Eddie, looking for his moment to jump in, but it will be touched into the corner by Super. Final minute upcoming here in game number 1.
1:04 left to play in the game 1. Texas A&M a minute away from a game 1 victory here with Meese over the middle. No one home, couldn't get it to go. Game 1 still within 2 as UCF's offense looking for opportunities to strike and get it within 1 with time on the clock. But as this clock goes, it looks more and more grim.
Yeah, UCF, their offense really looked electric to start things out, but immediately as Texas A&M were able to put one away, you could just feel the turn of the tides. Now Eddie gets past 2, can't get past Yor. Meese down to Calculated, trying to bury another. The shot is high. Eddie left back as third with low boost, still able to find a 50 at the midfield line. Meese a 50 as well, blocking Yor. It's going to drop. Calculated and Eddie both up for it. Super upfield, but Meese dots it right back the other way. And UCF really just being limited to their own side. Time will tick down, and it's going to be the Aggies here in game 1.
And this clock will tick down. Texas A&M will take home game number 1. Central Florida, a good start, but 3 unanswered here for Texas A&M, and they get a big game 1 victory. We'll see what happens in game 2 as now UCF has some time to talk things over and how they're going to respond in game 2.
Yeah, it really will be interesting to see what they're going to be able to do to be able to try and strategize against a team like Texas A&M, who really just seemed to flip a switch and immediately that matchup changed, and the Aggies able to do extremely well for themselves. Every player pitching in tons, each one getting a goal. And I mean, of course, you can just see why this team is as solid as they are. Play so well together. We saw the communication, a couple great plays, and now they get game number 1. And we'll see if Central Florida can battle back, because you don't want to go down 2-0, because that can lead to going down 3-0, and then that, of course, can really start up the sweep. So Central Florida going to be looking to minimize the damage early.
Jack State and Colorado. Okay, it's 3-2 now for the Buffaloes. They did just score, but in game 1 over there, awfully pretty close.
I mean, yeah, we've seen a couple of these 1-8 matches already being close. Of course, SDSU going all the way to game 6 with Rutgers, which that just seems pretty crazy in its own right. Rutgers put up a great fight. They were almost able to take it maybe to game 7, but either way, back here with Texas A&M and Central Florida, still looking locked in. I want to see Central Florida get that offense going early just like they did, but then just keep up the pressure and not back down to Texas A&M.
I know. SCSU won that game 6 in overtime too, but Calculated firing is saved away by Yor. 30. Oh my, demos galore. That's 2 dead for UCF, but no one home to strike for Texas A&M, and they remain unscathed here.
And now this one dropping to Meese. Calculated, still up high, and they're gonna pitch it back into their own net. Eddie is back as third. Don't know how planned out that one was from Texas A&M, but Eddie was back, maybe even expecting it.
4 minutes to go. This first minute now gone off the clock, and still a 0-0 game here in the game 2. But how will UCF respond after what happened in game 1, where the offense struck early, but the defense went cold after that?
I mean, we'll have to see as Yor picks up the first one. A beauty into the top right corner. Eddie ends up giving it right to him off the ceiling. Yor lightning quick on the finish in the upper 90. Texas A&M now going to be looking to get back into it. This is really the difference maker here in this series. UCF looking to hold on to this lead.
3:40 to go in the game two. Now Central Florida looking for goal two. Couldn't get that one to fall. Texas A&M remain unscathed there. Eddie back across open space. You're a big back and clear for UCF. Keeps game two at bay, but still a long way to go. Halftime about a minute away here in the second one. And again, UCF looked much better here in game two compared to the latter.
They really do. I mean, maybe it was just those game one jitters, but they do seem to be looking much better, more under control. As I said, we see Yorgo flying by. Ducky leaves this one out to the midfield, but a good turn, able to recover, steal boost, trying to keep the offense going off the ceiling. You're looking for a shot, not enough boost to find one. Mies plays it away, looking to set up the counter for the Aggies.
2:50 on the clock to go. The Knights back in front. Ducky a long clear out of Texas A&M's half, and halftime 15 seconds away here. Still 1-0 lead up for Central Florida, but again a big down on the backside finds two dead for UCF here as Texas A&M now possession back towards the Aggies.
We'll see if that stays the course. Eddie, pre-flip double attempt is calculated, demoing Central Florida. Now Eddie picks up a demo. We're seeing a lot of physicality now from Texas A&M. Calculated, gets past another. Eddie drops it down on target. Super keeps it out, recovers, and makes the clear happen. What a stop for Super.
He barely got a piece of that too, to barely just give him enough time to recover and get back to it for this save. Keeps game two at a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, really a great look, and now the offense back in form. Ducky trying to power his way through, but Mies able to keep that one out. Eddie, delayed 50. Mies booming this one away, just trying to let Texas A&M get some more boost and get the offense building forward. Calculated middle. York back to the far side. Eddie tries to snipe a shot, just misses the lower corner. Mies off of one challenge, gets a piece of a second. Super tried to read the ceiling, immediately find one on target. Calculated a mind game, don't know how intentional. Bounces middle, and Texas A&M again booming away to try and get the offense going.
A&M back in front, find the goal one. Mies off the assist from Calculated gets the Aggies on the board here. 80 seconds to go, we're all tied.
And what a read from Mies. Full confidence going for that ball. Calculated, saying calculated, of course. But the dunk from Mies there was a beauty. All tied up at one. So now we'll see if UCF can hold on. But Texas A&M now hunting for the lead.
UCF now looking to respond here, trying to get game two back within their own hands here. Final minute here, a chance in front. Super firing as Eddie, a big one to keep A&M level.
We'll see if it continues. Ducky in control, gets over Mies, zero boost remaining. Eddie just able to shut that one down. You're through the corner, calculated, trying to keep this one under control. It'll fall back to Mies, booms it upfield. Eddie wasting no time chasing it down, fakes out Super. Mies lobs it up high. The defense is awkward, but you're stone cold, still keeps that one out. Calculated back towards the UCF net, blocked early. Texas A&M trying to do everything to break through this defense. Central Florida holding on well. 20 seconds left to go.
20 on the clock here to go in the game two. Texas A&M trying to close out this one with a win. UCF trying to level the series here. This series, we said, was going to go to game 7, and I think if it does, UCF has got to win this one.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. This one might just have overtime written all over it. Yor might be able to break through in time. Eddie, a little bit of a dangerous turn. This one might just drop. No Super. Keeps it alive, looking for one last chance. It will fall off Eddie. So we head to overtime here in game number 2.
A lot of overtimes tonight throughout the main broadcast. A lot of them really, but back to action here. A&M back in front early. A chance to strike, but no one home for the Aggies to put that one through. Now UCF able to transition back across Maroon territory as you're taken away by calculating this overtime. Very important for UCF.
Yeah, they need to be able to put one away here. Texas A&M, they do seem to have a little bit more of the momentum, of course, scoring the last goal in regulation. but also just looking a little bit more confident within themselves. That's a good 50 from Super. Eddie gets past Yor. It will be Ducky and Super rushing back. The pass from Eddie, poked off target by Mies. Calculated, forced to retreat for the Aggies. Ducky, a little bit of a dribble. It's going to be blocked. Eddie lobs it forward. Super looking for Ducky. Not enough boost to make contact. It falls back into the corner. Already a minute played out in this OT.
Jack State and Colorado all even at 1 in the game 2, but now back to overtime here. UCF and A&M looking at overtime, but potentially going a little bit longer here. Is the longest OT in CCS is 8 minutes and 4 seconds set in league play last season. So it's been a while since we've seen a long overtime, but again, like, it could happen.
I definitely agree, but we have to see what is brought to the table. Ducky will lob this one out. Yor to Super, could be a good look here. Eddie turns it around. Yor immediately there. I do think if there's going to be anyone to break the ice here in this OT, it would be Yor, who's really been looking solid for UCF already in this series. Calculated, sends it across. Ducky is there. Back pass, gonna drop to Yor. Meest finds the challenge, but will be able to force that possession away. Texas A&M looking to gather, get an offensive look. Eddie shoots wide. Calculated, lines up another challenge. This one straight back towards the net. It's off the right side post. Eddie fakes it. Calculated, misses, and Ducky booms it away for Central Florida.
2 minutes into overtime here, still all tied at 1 apiece. UCF looking for a chance to strike, but A&M's defense remains unscathed. Calculated, a give and go downfield, looking for the double, will not connect. Meeks firing, taken wide. Super able to clear it with these 2.5 on the clock, and A&M almost see themselves on the board again.
Yor turns it away. Meese, quick turnaround. Yor leaves for Super, booms upfield, double commit. Eddie ground, doubles it in. Bar down and out, can't fall. Fall from Meese, off target as well. Somehow Central Florida hang on in this overtime.
What a stance by the Knights. It's 2:50 on the clock now with Texas A&M. A couple of great looks in the overtime period, but nothing on the boards here in overtime yet so far. But UCF hanging on by a needle and thread here.
They really are. Yor, another 50. Slight bit of congestion there as Ducky was up close. Is now going to find the block. Super trying to take control. Speed things up to the 50. Coats. All right. It flies into the back of the net. Calculated. All too true as that one falls straight in. Calculated, commits as third. Pinches that one straight back in. Texas A&M up 2.
A 2-0 lead for A&M going to game 3, and what a tough way to lose if you're UCF off a pinch like that. But 9 shots for UCF and 9 for Texas A&M, so an even category in the shot differential, but Texas A&M steal it by 1.
They do indeed, and now we'll see what Central Florida can do. I mean, that is such a tough game to lose. I mean, after losing a close game 1, then being able to not hang on to that overtime, not be able to hang on to that lead. I mean, you got to be feeling yourselves if you're Texas A&M, and on the other side of that coin, Central Florida, they're going to need to really kind of just dust that one off and see if they can get it back.
Well, now UCF, this is really a must-win. If they drop this one, their season is in jeopardy at the end of game 3. But we'll see what happens. But again, seasons are on the line tonight. It's win or go home.
It really is. We'll see who's able to step up. Calculated, looking to put Texas A&M in round 2. Super miss here. Yor will send it forward. Super, no contact made, leaves it for the ground. Calculated over to Eddie, turning upfield. Calculated his lead block. Ducky still finding the early challenge. Meese looking for a shot on target. Yor bumped off, but Super enters rotation early to make the save.
4:20 on the clock to play. Now the Knights looking to start out game 3 strong, but A&M have had so much momentum moving forward into this series with 2 straight games won in overtime in that last one. But again, how does UCF respond after really kind of what's gone wrong in these first 2 games?
I mean, I want to see this team really just keep the offense going. It seems like they score one and then they settle back down, but now Mies is just going to punish them for even being around the midfield, as Yor ended up giving that one to him. Ducky with low boost caught out too far in front, and Super couldn't get back in time, and so Mies will put the Aggies on the board first.
Jack State 5-2 up in game 2 are going to level that series at 1 apiece with number 1 Colorado.
I mean, the 8 seeds, they ate their Wheaties this morning. Something is going on with the 8 seeds. I mean, Rutgers putting pressure on SDSU. We saw that earlier on the B stream, and now Colorado dropping game number 2 potentially. I mean, there's still 30 seconds left in that game. Colorado now only down 2, but Jack State, that's a great look.
I mean, Colorado's the number 1 overall team in the tournament, and they're now 1-1 with number 8 Jack State. But back to action here. 3:20 to go on the clock. A&M a 1-0 lead. UCF looking to get back into this one. A bump comes through. Ducky over in the middle. No one home, as A&M able to clear with ease. 2 minutes nearly gone, and A&M still way in front.
We'll see if that continues. Calculated. We'll put this one away. Mies still has lots of boost. We are seeing a slightly more defensive stance now coming from Texas A&M, but still looking to break through onto the offensive side. That's a big double commit between Yor and Ducky. Mies looking for Eddie. No, will call him off. And even low boost trying to get Superweight back past to Calculated. Gets it away from Yor as well, trying to lift it over Ducky. He does, but Eddie jumped early, ended up getting it over Eddie's head as well. So half of game 3 left to go. UCF still trailing by 1.
Now Calculated from the wing has teammates in support. Yor slight clear. There's a pass in front line to Mies, a little high on the shot placement, gets a lead blocker. The Eddie's shot won't go, and Yor finds Super across open space, but again, A&M's pressure in control, still way deep in UCF territory. The bump can't come through. Super able to clear.
Ducky finally has some boost and some space. Flip reset into the crossbars. There a follow. No, Yor and Super both back towards the midfield. Neither really able to get close enough with boost. Now Mies off the ceiling. Immediate shot saved by Yor. It was a great stop and a great attempt from Mies, but the Aggies, I mean, they are just unleashing a barrage of shots time and time again. Texas A&M, they are unrelenting here in Game 3 Nation.
Minute 30 to go. Texas A&M still 1-0 lead here to close out game number 3 with 90 seconds left. Can the Aggies hold on and put UCF on elimination?
We'll have to see, as UCF again just seem to be really struggling to get out of their own half with control. Eddie to Mies, open look, a beauty from Texas A&M. They just make it look so simple. Eddie, a quick catch, sees Yor and also sees Mies behind him, dishes the pass, and Mies punches in at 78 miles an hour. So Texas A&M now one step closer to an early match point here versus UCF.
And Texas A&M a minute away from making it a 3-0 series lead. Now a 3-0 game lead here, 104, and Eddie finds himself a third here, 64 on the clock.
Yeah, that's a beauty from Eddie. I mean, what a play. Eddie really been lighting the offense up late in this one. Not to mention, I just feel like I gotta mention Jack State currently leading 1-0 against Colorado in game number 3, as Mies finds number 4, just, you know, maybe padding the stats a little bit. A great kickoff from Calculated, miss from Ducky, and Mies gonna easily take that one.
And now again, UCF in trouble here, down 4, the minute to go. Texas A&M came to play today.
They really did. And I mean, we expected this one to go to 7, as we mentioned, but the Aggies, they might find it in a sweep, which would be a real surprise, because Central Florida, obviously such a solid team, and the Aggies, you know, they've struggled a little bit at times here in CCS Season 3, but now they are looking really in form, and this just makes me wonder how far they're going to go.
And Texas A&M playing a tough conference too. I mean, a lot of really good teams there, and they were undefeated through league play, and then all the way to the championship game, lost to Tennessee, and they got clobbered in that one. But outside of that one series alone, they've beaten quality opponents for the course of the season, and they've looked dang strong to kick off things here at the championships.
Yeah, they really have. I mean, this team, if they advance, you know, obviously now only one game away. They're going to play North Texas Black. If they get a win there, they'll obviously be in the quarterfinals of this tournament where they will play, you know, either Colorado, Jack State, or Buds, as Super will get one at 0 seconds here after the defense just kind of falls to a standstill. But, you know, one for their own, why not?
2-0 Gamecock lead in game 3. 3 minutes to go over there. But Texas A&M 3-0 a game away from day 2.
Yeah, I mean, and at this pace, I feel like they maybe already have it wrapped up. I mean, Central Florida, they need one heck of a reverse sweep to be able to make this happen. I mean, we don't see a lot of reverse sweeps here, especially with, you know, the stakes set so high now in, you know, the CCS championships. We'll see if they're able to do it, but they're really going to need to pull some things together.
Game 4. Oh, wrong map, but you know what? It's all good. I don't know why I thought it was game 5, but either way, Texas A&M, UCF, a game 4, A&M a game away from moving on.
Yeah, we got the new Aquadome here, but you know what? It's a beaut, okay? But we will play on. Texas A&M looking to end this one in 4, calculated, already up from a pass from Mies. I mean, this team is confident, and they're going to let you know.
4:45 to go, Eddie. Back across open space, UCF deep in A&M territory, but again, A&M's defense has been incredible throughout the course of the series here, and they've proven time and time again UCF scoring will not be an easy feat.
They really have, and now Eddie looking to play this one away towards the far side of 0 boost, maybe looking for Calculated. Was shown a little bit, but Calculated still able to receive it now off the ceiling. Mies wants the outpace Super, able to intercept, sends it away. Calculated fires another shot. Super right back on it for the save. A miss from Eddie. Ducky reset Super up with him, but Mies sends it away. No dunk, however. It will be on target. Calculated over to the corner. Already seeing a good competitiveness here in game number 4.
3:55 to go. Here in game 4, still tied, and UCF got to get the offense started early, Jordan. So they got to make a statement here in game 4. They got to get Texas A&M off their wheels and, you know, get back in the driver's seat. As we've seen so far tonight, UCF just have not been there physically on this series here.
Yeah, I really think UCF, they need a 2-goal lead or they need a miracle. Because right now, we have seen them really struggling to even hold 1-goal leads. And Mies going to get things underway. A great pass middle from Calculated. Eddie fires high, goes for the demo. Real textbook Rocket League here from Texas A&M. Able to build that play up. Minute and a half gone, and they have the lead. UCF, I mean, their backs are against the wall.
Now, at this point, I mean, Texas A&M just have dominated on all fronts. UCF just not showing up physically in this series. They want to match the physicality that Texas A&M is set for this series, and it just comes down to how aggressive A&M has been on both fronts of this series, and the defense has been near perfect. UCF has been in a drought for quite some time now.
Yeah, they really have, and they're not able to score. I believe they've only put up 1 goal a game so far. Meanwhile, Texas A&M obviously done better numbers than that, and they're just able to keep things going, and that just raised the confidence. And UCF, maybe their morale is a bit lower, you know, going down 0-3 to Texas A&M, and now they're gonna have to try and, you know, make something happen. Calculated, big dunk. Ducky sends it up into the ceiling. It's gonna drop. Eddie, no contact made. Calculated. The delayed squishy save will play it out. Yor gets past 2, but Eddie takes it back into the corner. Half this game left.
UCF, we know they have it in them. We've seen what this team is capable of. But again, they've got to come alive here, Jordan, in the last half of this game, or else their season is toasted here at the CCS championships. But again, plenty of time to go. It's still a 1-goal game. 1 goal is easy to come by in the last 2 minutes.
It really is, and they're gonna try and catch Texas A&M sleeping. Ducky double attempt, misses, high fall from this one surely good. That it is. No one back in time to be able to receive that one. Ducky, a great look, just missed, but Mies couldn't reach it. Eddie couldn't reach it. We're all tied up at 1.
And Jack State has closed out Game 3, a 2-1 lead over Colorado.
Oh my, if that upset happens, I'm going to be keeping my eye on it, but if it happens, that will be probably the most insane upset we have ever seen. Because again, Colorado, they are the #1 seed in the entirety of the tournament. They are the #1 all-around seed. Jack State, obviously 8th seed in the region, and if they upset Colorado, I'll be speechless.
I would be quite speechless as well, but 90 seconds left. I mean, that would bust every single dang bracket that someone has made, but either way, 90 seconds left to go here. UCF need a goal quickly here as again at Game 4, their season on the line.
Yeah, we'll see what they're able to do. But now, shot rolling on target, out to Ducky. Plays it forward. Coming down to the final minute calculated, sees Eddie in the midfield and looks to just take it himself. Super nice interception, trying to keep this one gathered. Eddie back middle, booms it away. Calculated double commits with Mies, will call him off of it. Falling back down, wins that one over. Super Ducky able to make the save happen. A little bit of panic happening from Central Florida. Texas A&M looking to capitalize.
40 seconds to go here, Mies dropping it down yours home for UCF. And again, will we see overtime like we saw in the last game, or I think we've seen 2 overtimes in this series so far?
I believe we have in Texas A&M. I mean, they're just looking to end it here. I don't imagine they want to go to overtime, have that little bit of extra stress. They want to try and finish this one in regulation, but Central Florida holding out. Good 50 from might be able to do it for UCF. No, it's going to be blocked away by Eddie. Following shot on target, calculated. Pops it away right back into the corner. Good 50 from Mies. Ducky maybe getting a little bit too ahead of himself. Ends up sending it around Eddie. Off the back wall, sees calculated back pass. Shot on, and it will be saved. Ducky just holds it out, and UCF take it to OT.
A&M nearly saw themselves move on to day 2 with that one, but now back around. A&M got to fend off a UCF attack, and that they will. UCF now back on defense. Here come the Aggies downfield.
Ducky is able to turn this one away, controls it well. Back up, Ducky, reset, musty attempt, not a lot of power. Eddie booms it to the far side. Super quickly cutting this one off on the midfield line. Ducky trying to keep the offensive presence up. Calculated boost steal. Right back in stride. Only one touch there. Mies looking to gather. Finds the dunk on Ducky. Last left standing is Super. Pops it up off the back wall. Now back. Will find the clear out. These two teams looking very evened out in this OT. Texas A&M getting some good beats, starting to develop some opportunities. Mies delayed flip into the back wall. No shot comes through. Eddie just has to leave this one for Ducky as Texas A&M head back on defense.
Eddie, a pinch on target will not sail through, and you're on the save. A&M nearly saw themselves a chance to strike there. About minute 15 into overtime so far. Ducky bumped off, has Mies dusted. They're the next possession for Texas A&M, but Eddie almost found himself a chance to give calculated a shot, but again, A&M still deep in UCF territory, but the offense trying to hang on for one more attack.
Yeah, we need to see the Aggies be careful not to get too over aggressive. It looked like Eddie, he was going for a demo, but he's staying very, very close on these rotations. Maybe, just getting a little bit too angsty, wanting to take this overtime in this series. That could come back to bite as Mies sends into the sidewall. Soft shot on target, calculated. Controls it well, hops over one, low boost, Super, good fake challenge, wins it away for a moment. Now Eddie right back to it, 50s, Ducky drops to Mies, past one, Mies might have a shot, bump comes through, but the bar down and away, crossbar saves UCF here in the game 4 overtime.
2:13 to go so far in overtime here, and Texas A&M looking to close the series down. UCF trying to get this to game number 5 as Super will launch this one way downtown, but Texas A&M's defense clearing with ease, only allowing about a goal per game, so great defensive performance so far. They beat 2, Mies past the third, open look, Texas A&M will move on.
That was brutal from Mies. A fake pass 2, cuts it past Ducky, and Eddie takes credit for it as he steals it on the goal line. But Texas A&M eliminate Central Florida here in round 1, a 4-0 sweep to do it.
What a performance defensively, first of all, out of Texas A&M. I mean, clearing the fronts on both ends. A&M's offense was elite. They fired on all cylinders. A 4-0 clean shutout of Central Florida.
Yeah, this really was a dominant performance. Again, Nation and I both predicted this match would go to 7. We've seen how Central Florida plays. We know their potential, but Texas A&M were really just a different beast in this one. I mean, they held Central Florida to 1 goal each game while accumulating, I believe, it was 11 themselves. So their defense was elite. Their offense kicked into high gear as well. And UCF, just not really much they could do about it. So Texas A&M advanced to face off against North Texas Black in round 2.
And when we come back in about 20 or so minutes, as we're going to go to a break, Texas Tech versus FIU up next in the close tonight. This match we've all been waiting for. Nebraska's storied-filled season will begin here on the main stream at 10 Eastern later tonight against Northern Arizona. But we come back, Texas Tech, Florida International.